Finding a diet that works. Dieting can often seem overwhelming with a multitude of approaches available, but research consistently points to a few scientifically effective methods. This analysis will focus on three prominent dieting strategies: the Mediterranean diet, intermittent fasting, and low-carbohydrate diets. Each of these methods emphasizes the importance of volume eating and ultimately boils down to the fundamental principle of energy balance, monitoring calories in versus calories out. The Mediterranean diet. The Mediterranean diet is rooted in the traditional dietary patterns of countries bordering the Mediterranean Sea. It emphasizes whole foods, healthy fats, lean proteins, and ample fruits and vegetables. Key components include high fiber and low energy density. This diet is rich in fiber from fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes, which increases satiety without adding many calories. Foods like salads, whole grains, and legumes allow for substantial volume consumption while keeping calorie intake lower. Additionally, incorporating healthy fats from sources like olive oil, nuts, and fish provides essential fatty acids and promotes satiety, encouraging people to eat less frequently and in smaller quantities. The Mediterranean diet encourages moderation and variety, which not only prevents boredom, but also helps in meeting nutritional needs, promoting long-term adherence. Its effectiveness lies in its structure, promoting volume eating through nutrient-dense foods. However, the most critical takeaway remains that effective weight management is still about ensuring caloric intake does not exceed expenditure. Intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting has gained popularity for its simplicity and flexibility, typically involving cycling between periods of eating and fasting. Common methods include the 16/8 method, where individuals eat during an 8-hour window and fast for 16 hours, and the 5-2 diet, which involves consuming a very low-calorie intake on 2 non-consecutive days of the week while eating normally on the other 5 days. This approach works for several reasons. Fasting periods can lead to hormonal changes that enhance fat burning and suppress appetite, making it easier to consume fewer calories during eating windows. By limiting the eating window, many people find it easier to control their calorie intake, leading to a natural reduction in consumption. Similar to the Mediterranean diet, the success of intermittent fasting relies on the volume of food consumed during eating periods. By prioritizing foods that aren't as calorically dense, individuals can eat larger portions and still maintain a caloric deficit. Low-carb diets. Low-carbohydrate diets, such as the ketogenic diet, restrict carbohydrate intake and emphasize protein and fat. The rationale behind this approach is twofold. By significantly reducing carbs, the body enters a state of ketosis, where it burns fat for energy instead of glucose, leading to reduced hunger and increased fat loss. Additionally, high protein and high fat foods are more satiating, which can lead to spontaneous calorie reduction. Foods such as meats, fish, eggs, and non-starchy vegetables are central to this diet. Although low-carb diets can lead to weight loss due to decreased appetite and changes in metabolism, success ultimately hinges on monitoring total caloric intake. Overeating even low-carb foods can derail progress. Volume eating, feeling full while losing weight. Across all three dieting strategies, the concept of volume eating emerges as a critical factor. By prioritizing foods that are high in volume but low in calories, like vegetables, legumes, and certain grains, individuals can eat larger quantities without surpassing their caloric limits. This approach not only aids in achieving a caloric deficit, but also helps maintain satiety and satisfaction, reducing the likelihood of binge eating or cravings. Ultimately, no matter the dieting method chosen, the most effective strategy for weight loss centers on the principles of energy balance. Calories in versus calories out. Individuals must be mindful of their caloric intake and expenditure, and tools like food diaries, calorie counting apps, and regular exercise can help create a sustainable approach to weight management. In conclusion, the Mediterranean diet, intermittent fasting, and low-carbohydrate diets all provide scientifically backed methods for effective weight management. The essence of their success lies in the ability to incorporate volume eating while monitoring caloric intake. Understanding and applying these principles will lead to sustainable weight loss and a healthier lifestyle. However, it's not about obsessing over numbers, but developing a healthy relationship with food. After all, sustainable weight loss is a marathon, not a sprint.